You guys asked for a full breakdown video. Well, we finally got it done. A lot of information in this video, so stick around. I promise it's worth it. This is the most controversial thing that everybody asks me about. And the biggest comments that I hear about everything back here is, this guy must build computers or is rich. He's got tons of computer parts all over the place. And look at all those GPUs. That's why we had a GPU shortage. I'm not the reason for the GPU shortage. This is only half of what I have. These are the prettiest things to go up on display, especially when you're doing a giveaway like I am in November for a Galix 4070 GPU like this one. Be giving away one of these next month in November as a thank you to the community for all that they do. A lot of you guys don't know what I do, and I've been blessed to become successful owning my IT company. It has afforded me some things, including a lot of free time to be able to stream, and I didn't want to put that to waste. So my 40-hour work week is matched by a 40-hour stream week that is all for charity. In the link in the description below, I created and founded the Always Give Back charity. And basically what that is all of the income that we make from all content across all my platforms, I do not keep. I don't touch the money. It's not mine in my eyes. I dedicate my 40 hours a week to earn the money that we make every month so we can build computers for disabled veterans, every single penny. Or active duty member projects. We're just now starting to kick off care packages. And if there's any little bit left over, it goes back into the community or rolled over to the next month. There's a reason for all of this. My whole family is full of veterans. My ex was a veteran, and I know the life. I know the trauma that some of them have gone through, and I have a lot of friends that are veterans. And I truly and strongly believe, and there's some studies that have proven this, that veterans with extreme PTSD can see a huge benefit from gaming. Believe it or not, it's proven fact. Throw them in front of a gaming computer, give them a shoot 'em up game, and their levels of stress and anxiety go down. It helps them reintegrate under those levels with society. It helps them get over some of the traumas that they went through at war or during deployment, whatever it may have been. I figured, let's create a niche a couple years ago when we started streaming that builds computers for vets. And I'm not talking about building little $1,500 computers. We build monsters. Minimum 10 core machines, 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, liquid cooled, 40 series graphics cards. Always got to put the best of the best in there. And, you know, we've had some successes. We've had some guys who it really helped them out a lot. We've had some guys who have gone back to college, gotten their degrees. We have one gentleman in our community who served this country for a very long time, came out with some injuries, and is now getting his master's degree. Like, on the computer that our community came together to raise money for me to build. That's why I do it. It's a satisfaction at the end of the day. I was sick and tired of writing a check of 5-10% at the end of the year to give to a charity. You don't know where the money's going. You don't tangibly get to see it. And there's some great charities out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not pointing any fingers. But writing a check and doing something, I'm blessed to be in a position to be able to do something is basically what I'm saying. And it's amazing to be able to see what we do from this every single month. I love it more than anything. So that's what all these parts are for. I make sure that there's spare parts here so I can do a build and it's ready to go. I'm also an avid collector. There's a lot of geek stuff. I am a heavy Star Wars, Star Trek person. So There's going to be lightsabers. There's going to be stormtroopers, Darth Vader, phasers. And since we play Escape from Tarkov, you got to have Killa's helmet. You got to have your chocolate bars. You got to have your condensed milks, your LEDX, your Tetris, and your Bitcoin. But the creme de la creme, I think, of my collection is, remember, I've been in the tech industry for a very long time. And when I realized I had one of these sitting in storage and I never went to get it, this is an original GTX 750 Ti. And I've had this thing sitting in storage for a very long time. It's mint, it works fine, but that is the actual GPU from Tarkov that they modeled the GPU in Tarkov off. And if you don't know me, and you do follow Tarkov, they call me the GPU warrior. I have the tendency of finding 200 to 400 GPUs per wipe in Tarkov. And the fact that I get to have one of these in person and sitting here behind me just sort of solidifies all of that even more. I'm a little bit of a loot goblin in the game. This is an homage to my geekness, my nerdiness, and the ability to make sure that I have what I need on the shelf if something goes down, goes wrong. I think that's really it. Breakdown of all of the computer equipment that's up on the wall. Everybody keeps asking what the two computers do. A lot of streamers out there stream with two PCs. I do not. I'm going to break it down exactly what each one of these two computers does. This machine is the primary machine. It handles the streaming, the gaming, all the monitors, everything going on over here is what this machine handles. This computer, the only thing that this computer does is hosts 10 of the 15 cameras in the room. That's all it does. It literally doesn't handle a single thing otherwise other than that. It's got 13600K processor in it, 32 or 64 gigs of RAM, and it's DDR4. There's no GPU, 1000 watt power supply. There's two PCI riser cards in there that give me USB expansions so I can handle all of the 4K and HD cameras that are around the room being plugged into it. It's very simple, very easy setup, and there's a little piece of software in there that plugs into OBS called NDI. I'll be doing another video about that, giving you guys the breakdown. NDI is a universal piece of software that plugs in and works with OBS that allows you to do all kinds of really cool configurations with it. Some dual streaming PC people will use NDI for audio, for gameplay capture and things of that nature. The only thing I use it for is the camera host plugin to be able to transmit that information from the one OBS over to the OBS that's running on the main rig. Now, the main rig itself, yes, it's a little beefy. Yes, it's a little bit overkill. This machine needs to be where it is. A lot of people will spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on one PC, and then they'll say, hey, I'm going to get a second PC so I can stream. They think having a second PC is going to make their stream better in some way, shape, or form. For me, I would rather take that expense and put it into one machine and make it really good. So for the past 4 years now that I've been creating content, I've been a single PC streamer. Within this, instead of a single GPU, I have two. Running twin 3080 Ti's. The bottom card handles out of my 6 monitors that are connected, my 4 outlying monitors. The top card handles my 2 middle 4K monitors. I do have the 50-inch television up top plugged into the top monitor, but I very rarely turn it on. I don't need that much extra landscape. In the second part of this video, I'm going to break all of that down for you guys so you understand what I use all of these monitors for. So the twin 3080 Ti's backed up right in the middle of it is another one of those PCI Express USB riser cards, basically, because there's the other 4 cameras that run on this machine. Camera number 15 is actually my cell phone. There's another cool little plugin. All of these things will be in the description if you guys want to get the details on that or get it for yourself. There's a cool little app you can download on your phone. Use it with the plugin inside of OBS, and you can go live on your cell phone and be mobile. I like to be able to click on the cell phone if I'm doing a computer build for a veteran, or if I'm going to do something outside, I can grab the phone real quick, hit the button, and it transmits over the wireless right into OBS, and and it can be captured by the OBS software. So that riser right there takes care of the additional cameras. And then at the top, you guys can see I've got the CamLink 4K, which is what I use for this Sony Alpha camera. That's on a separate, right directly into the motherboard. I didn't need a riser card or anything crazy with that. It's all powered by a 1600 watt platinum power supply made by EVGA. We've got a 13900K processor, 24 core, and one of the best motherboards, in my opinion, that has like ever dropped, the Asus Maximus Hero Z790. It is like, God, it's one of the best boards I've seen in a long time. Very stable, very reliable. That's backed up by 64 gigs of DDR5. And to cool it, one of the biggest things I noticed when I first got this machine, it had that Landley over there on the other computer on it trying to cool, 360 millimeter cooler. These processors run really, really hot. So I saved, I took my time, and when I saw a deal, I grabbed it. Thermaltake released this 420 millimeter AIO, and man, what a difference. Probably a 15-degree cooling difference with the AIO running. I run them a little bit higher than the base speeds. I do go into the tweaker and adjust those a little bit. This way, while I'm streaming and gaming at the same time and I have all these apps running, everything stays nice and cool, stays nice and reliable. There's no skips, there's no hiccups, there's no overuse of any of the processes in the computer. One of the biggest things that I do, especially when I build, I try to explain to people, if I build you a computer, or you come to me to get a computer, or we build a veteran computer, even my own computers, I underclock everything. You might be asking yourself, well, why? Overclock, let's get all the power. No. I personally, after 20 plus years of doing this, would rather have a computer have longevity than die in 3 years or less, because we're at a 5 or 10% overclock and the machine's constantly working overclocking for no reason. I don't like doing that. So I lock clock my boost levels on the CPU to not go anywhere near what the maximum is. My cards, they're all down tuned within the EVGA software. I actually have them down tuned about 5%. And I bump the fans up about 15% manually all the time. And the same thing with the liquid cooler. I actually have that bumped up just a little. So I want smooth, consistent performance for a long period of time. And when we're streaming for 12, 13 hours, it really comes in clutch that the machine isn't overheating and we're putting, heavy stress on it. It really does help in the long run when you think about it. It is a beast. Some people may say it's overkill, and a lot of people have asked me, oh, you got a $20,000 computer. This is not a $20,000 computer. This is not a $10,000 computer. And I'll be 100% honest with you, it's barely a $7,000 computer. I know that still seems ridiculous. I don't have any more than, I would say, $5,800, $6,000 wrapped up in this machine. The only downside was during the end of COVID, right when the GPU prices were starting to come down, I thought I got lucky, but about 3 months later, the GPU prices really started to drop, and then they released the 40 series. So I paid a little bit of a premium, but much less for the 3080 Ti's than they were listed for. So I think I maybe paid about $800 a piece for those instead of 12, which is what they were at during COVID. I waited, I saved, and I put money off to the side, waiting for the Maximus Hero to come down in price, because when that released last year, it was like $1,100 on Newegg Amazon, and it was sold out everywhere. So I waited, and I got really lucky, and there was a sale, and I think I picked that up for about $675, which is a little high, so it's still a little high for me. You guys think that it's easy for me to just spend it because I make it on a technology company. Oh, just spend it. I don't like spending money. personally, I try to save. I try to do it smart. Owning my own technology company and being able to get these parts wholesale from my suppliers is a benefit. It's why when I do customer builds for the folks in the community, there's such a heavy discount, because I don't like people spending money on stuff when we can get it cheaper. My favorite thing to do, and a lot of people don't agree with me on this, but let's use some common sense on this. Amazon has a phenomenal refurbished service that they offer. It's called Amazon Renewed. You can get the same exact item. It's been sent back, double-checked, tested by the manufacturer, slapped with the same exact warranty. Not what's left. The same exact warranty as if it was brand new, for 30% less than what it would cost you if you had bought a brand new one. And to me, that's amazing. I would rather do that. Every one of the cameras in this room that I've been using now for almost 3 years are Amazon Renewed cameras. I've got 5 Logitech. These are the Brios. I have 5 of them. Slowly, I add another one. They're $189 on Amazon right now, $149.99 to $189. But if you watch and look and dig, you can get an Amazon Renewed one, spotless, original box, original cable, checked out by Logitech for $85. That's a huge saving. It's the same thing for pretty much every other item in here. There's only a few items that I have purchased for my builds that have come directly from my suppliers. Like my GPUs, they were bought used. My power supply, my RAM, my cases, both of these cases, those were all bought brand spanking new factory. Same thing with the motherboard. So I pick and choose, I save, I wait, and I find good deals. So that's the explanation of what the 2 computers does. If you guys have questions, put them in the comments below, and I promise I will answer every single question that comes up. Moving around the big circle of the room, this is the music station. This is an M Audio Oxygen 61, which I run some software on the computer that allows me to control this. It's just a controller. It's not an actual keyboard. This is a MIDI controller. This Yamaha I have had for 15 years. I have 2 other music or digital pianos. One is a Korg Trinity, first generation, one of my favorite pianos out of almost all of them. This one, though, is my go-to. I also have a Roland, an old DX series Roland. They're in storage. I very rarely take them out for anything. I used to use some of you guys know, I played a lot in bands. I used to do a little bit of traveling and a lot of gigging on the weekends back in South Carolina. This Yamaha, though, I would even prefer this on the road back then over the Korg and the Roland. It's just so versatile. It's clean, it's easy. It is a portable grand piano, but it has USB inputs and outputs and all of that. Pretty cool piano for what it was. Been discontinued, but I love this. All of this, including the guitars and the amp down here, are routed through a Yaesu, nothing special, 4-track USB interface mixer. This way, all of that can be controlled by the computer. I do have analog audio out that goes in onto the Go XLR. That's how we get it to the stream. But I can record up to 16 tracks through this on the computer itself. It's a cool little mixer, $150, nothing special. I didn't need anything crazy over here. This is actually the keyboard camera, which sits here. The camera that you guys are on there is the tripod that it's on. Usually this sits on here so you can just see the keys when I'm doing a music stream. I play by ear. I've been playing since I was about 4 years old. I'm 42, soon to be 43. I've never had any formal lessons, which playing by ear for some reason really pisses off the people who spent years and years and years learning how to play, and I don't envy them at all. The struggle and the dedication that they had to put in to be able to read a piece of music and play it exactly is something that I'm actually very jealous of. I wish I had that ability. So I guess it sort of works in both directions. A lot of people don't like the fact that I can listen to a song once and immediately play along with it. And the older I've gotten and the less I sit here, I used to sit in front of this piano for hours, like really for hours on end, just playing, just ripping, just learning new stuff. And with life and business and everything that I've got going on with the company and the live stream, I'm bringing it back slowly into the live stream. Everybody seems to enjoy themselves when we do this, but I wish I had that time. And I've gotten slower. Definitely gotten slower. You used to be able to hear something and start playing right away, immediately, and now it takes a little while. Up on the wall are two Fenders. I have a Fender FA Series acoustic. I absolutely love that guitar. It's an electrical acoustic, so if I'm doing a little electric acoustic, I can plug into the amp, feed that through. And then I have a 2000 Squier Stratocaster, American made, and I absolutely love that guitar. I am more of a piano player. I've taught myself how to play guitar, and I know a couple dozen songs and can pick up new songs fairly quickly, but my main thing is the music. For me in music is the piano. That's my thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it over here on this side. We're gonna transition now. So I basically have a mock stream setup so you guys can see exactly what I use all these monitors for. Another big question I get is, why do you have so many monitors on your setup? Well, listen, I own a managed service company. If you don't know what that is, there is a video in the description that'll be linked that will explain to you what I do for a living. I own a technology company and I need to be able to multitask. 2-3 monitors is one thing, but in my opinion, I'm gonna go overboard because it's just easier and it's a lot more fun and it looks cool. These 4 monitors on the outlying, left and right, are in what we call reading portrait mode. It makes life so much easier for the documentation I have to read or my client lists when I have to remote it into a repair on a computer. I can see everything clearly. I can read without, having to scroll as much. It just gives me more of a direct aspect of, the things that I need. Like I was saying in the first portion of this video, these 4 monitors are on the second GPU up top. The bottom GPU. That's all it handles. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. And everybody keeps asking, how much did all of that cost you? It's not as much as you guys think it is. These 4 monitors are $120 monitors off of Amazon. They're MSI basic optics, 1920 by 1080, nothing special. Literally bare basic HDMI display port. I think they have like a 4 millisecond response time. I'm not gaming on them. I just needed reading panes. I needed to be able to expand out my desktop when I'm working on 3, 4, 5 computers at once, chatting with a person, or doing, I don't know, the live stream. I've got multiple things up all the time. That's where it comes in clutch for me to be able to have everything at my fingertips. These 2 monitors here in the middle are 4K ultra wide 39-inch monitors. These are 27-inch curves on either side. The twin 34-inch ultra wides and the 50-inch up top are all plugged into the top GPU, which is the primary GPU, which is also the GPU that handles the stream encoding. That top monitor up here, I very rarely use that as extra screen space. I don't need it. I have plenty here. I'm always, you come by the stream, you're gonna see either Star Trek or Star Wars playing on a loop all the time in the background. It's just me, it has to be up. It's sort of like it's my blanket. It's my safety blanket. I have Star Trek and Star Wars up all the time. It's my thing. Breaking down what these 2 monitors do here in the middle. Remember, we said these outlying monitors are just for me to have reading panes and extend out my desktop so I'm not stuck on 1 or 2 screens or a 3rd screen. It lets me spread it all out and see everything quickly and easily. This monitor obviously is my gaming monitor, my main monitor. It's a 4K gigabit, 1 millisecond response time, 165 hertz as far as I can remember. Tarkov is up here, that's the game we play. Any other game I play, all happens right here. Really, during the live stream, nothing else is going on here other than the game. Up top, this 4K monitor is basically when I'm working and I'm not streaming, I'm working here, and instead of having the TV on with this sound coming out of there, I'll usually be streaming a movie up here on this 4K monitor. It's sort of just become a thing. When I want to relax, since believe it or not, there is one other TV aside from the media room in my house, in the entire house, and that is in my bedroom. I very rarely go in there. I live in this room. I work in this room. I eat in this room. I'm in here all the time. That's why I've made it as comfortable as I have, because I don't want to get stressed out in this space. That monitor is basically the hub to where everything kicks off from. Everything that I need for the stream, for the work, for everything. I use that monitor as my start off point, and that's where I open my apps and kick everything off to the other screens. This is to answer a viewer's question about what do you put on each one of the screens when you're live streaming. Very simple. Starting over here on my immediate left is OBS with the view of all the cameras, layouts, everything I need, the audio mixer, the sources. It shows me everything that I need while I'm live. There is no chat windows over here at all whatsoever. I stream on multiple platforms. I'll get to that in just a second. My gaming monitor, and then up here at the top, usually what I do is I'll have a bunch of friends up. I'll have a couple of streamers up from Kick. I'll have a couple of friend streams up from Twitch, showing the love, leaving a lurk. You got to, right? Far screen all the way over to the left-hand side, that's going to be for Discord. It allows me to see who's popping into the channel, be able to tab out real fast and get over if I have to pull somebody in. I can see messages coming in, which is really funny. I'm sure most of you noticed this if you're a live streamer. All of a sudden, lately, I've been getting a lot of messages while I'm live, and only while I'm live, for people wanting to ask me how I'm doing suddenly at that moment and wanting to either sell me something or be my friend. It's really frustrating. It's getting annoying. I really wish there was a way we could stop all of that. Anyway, over here on these two monitors are the breakdowns of my chat, music software, and activity feed for Kick, Twitch, YouTube, and basically this is what I was saying about having those vertical panes, being able to read. Kick chat, YouTube chat, Twitch chat, and then I also have up here at the very top, that's where our music software sits. It's Spotify. This way I can see what song's playing. Somebody asks. I can very easily, out of my right peripheral vision, see when somebody types. I can see the message pop up. It's clear, it's present. Same thing with my activity feed. Over time, you train your peripheral vision to just be able to see that movement out of the corner of your eye. Even when you're gaming on a widescreen monitor, it's so I don't miss anything. I don't care how intense it is. There's a lot of you who are just starting off streaming and content creating. Talk to your chat. Seriously, talk to your chat. Very important. Don't miss messages. Don't ignore them. When someone follows, thank them. Engage, engage, engage. This allows me to not miss anything. Don't get me wrong. I'm human. I still miss. If I'm in an intense firefight, I'm going to miss what you got to say. But I always take the time to go back and come back and talk to you. The main driver that controls all the camera systems and everything, I've got a Stream Deck XL. I'm 90% sure everybody knows what one of these is. This allows me to just quickly go through the pages. I have a couple dozen pages already. I think I've got like 24 pages, because we have so many things we do as a variety streamer, essentially, even though I mostly play Tarkov, with the PC builds, with the music streams, with the mobile streams, with all of those things that we do. I have it all laid out and it's done and it's out of the way. Having 15 cameras here and as many scenes as we have on one page, it does get a little bit cluttered, but over time, I've gotten used to just popping through all of this, knowing exactly where it was just by finger touch and seeing exactly, knowing where it was just in my head, since it becomes repetition. It's muscle memory at this point. I got the Go XLR full size, nothing special. I use a Havoc 80% keyboard. I do not like full-size keyboards. They drive me absolutely insane. This is a USB-C Havoc mechanical gaming keyboard with blue, no, I think these are Cherry MX. I'm not I think these are Cherry MX keys, but I need to have a number pad. Very important for me when I'm tallying up numbers and doing quotes and or having to calculate things. I gotta have my numpad, but I don't want the full gigantic keyboard in the way. This is really nice. I usually have that whole tilt going on the desk. I just recently upgraded to the Razer Ballistics Pro 2 wireless. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I love this mouse. I absolutely love this mouse. I was never a wireless mouse gamer until I got this and tried it out. It was worth a shot. My other Ballistics version 1 sort of had an unfortunate accident. I might have been mad one day. But anyway, I ordered a new one, and I love that you can customize the weight. It's got the built-in wireless charging. That's another really cool thing. A lot of people ask me about my mat. My mat here is it's just a Java Berry. I'm not spending $185 on a wireless charging full mat, which they offer, but it does have a built-in QR charger right here in the mat. I can charge my phone. I don't know if you guys can actually see from where you are. I can charge my phone, and I can actually charge the mouse when the mouse is getting to a point where the lights are flashing and it needs charge. I just pop it over there. Don't have to turn anything on, don't have to flip any switches, don't have to plug it in, and it charges the mouse. It's one of the coolest mice I've seen on the market so far. A lot of people also ask me, what is that black brick in front of you? This is a Yamaha soundbar that has been discontinued, and I really wish I had bought another one about 3 years ago before they discontinued it. I've had this soundbar for going on 8 years, and I love it. It has got the deepest bass, the clearest sound. It's got built-in Bluetooth. I can connect my phone to it, and the actual audio that comes from the computer is optical, which I very rarely use this because we use our in-ear monitors while we're live, and I have this turned off. But every day just listening to music, this thing is absolutely phenomenal. That's about it for over here. If you guys enjoyed what you watched in this video, hit the like and subscribe button and hit the bell up in the corner. Please, a lot of content coming. We're growing exponentially. You guys have been super supportive. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. There's some really good stuff in there, some really informative stuff in there. And remember, no matter what it is, no matter how it is, no matter what situation that you're in, if you can, always give back. Always. Pay it forward. Much love, everybody. Thanks for watching.